Hello everybody, welcome to the video about my DNA, which maybe I was planning is gonna happen like this, maybe I didn't, maybe all is just kind of magic and it's really in my DNA, something I have no explanation basically for, because this vase, you can call, because it was vase or it was jug, it was something what it shouldn't happen, or I don't know. Basically I was start 2009, 8, let's say 8, because 2008 I started to have my studio and I started working on a vase for my friend. She ordered it for her friend as a wedding gift, and I discovered that red terracotta is amazingly, maybe it's not amazingly, maybe it's amazing how it's changed the color when you're actually firing red terracotta in high temperature, which apparently you shouldn't do, because probably the teacher told you, which the teacher told me, but because I am a rebel and I don't like to be told you shouldn't do this or you can't do that, there is always something which I'm calling a challenge, and I have to go for it and I have to try it, and then maybe I have I'm finding something different. I'm pleased what I done. Now you can see the image of what it actually should look like, but because I get scared of the shape, I stop in the I will show you in a minute where I stop, and left it in my studio, just cover it with a plastic bag to not to get hard. So because I didn't decide what I actually gonna do with the piece, and so I was doing on the present for my friend, and I was going through another images and designs which I had in my head, and I wanted to finish ASAP because I was so hungry about the ceramics. I took my studio and I was so crazy and just wanted to do stuff. So I don't know after how long, suddenly I decide that I will cut the surface of this bucket I was calling a jug. Maybe I was already thinking that it's gonna be a vase, but I was cutting it in this triangle and rectangles and rectangles, whatever they're calling, different angles, shapes, and I was doing it. I didn't have absolutely no plan, no nothing. I didn't draw anything. I was just said, look, it's here. You have this idea. Just do it. Just make these crazy shapes on it, plus this big flower, which it's supposed to be the face of it, which probably still is, but for me this DNA has got so many faces for me and so many meanings. So I cut this big flower. The reason why I love flowers and I like to express flowers in my art is because I love nature. I am a person who is keen about nature and so much relaxing in the parks or forests. I am from village, so I have very deep connection with the nature. So well, anyway, I cut all these shapes then. And then I was deciding that I'm gonna make each of them different color. But the tricky thing is, if if you mix a glaze, all the glaze basically looks almost the same when they are in the liquid stage. So very soon I get confused which color is which. So my plan was to do colors like they can't be two colors next each other within another two squares or triangles. I didn't achieve that. There is so many mistakes, like for example those two. You see them. So, oh yeah, I love the colors. Some of them are. I have still the tension to call them shiny and non-shiny. But there is an expression for that, isn't it? Yeah. I'm dyslexic. I'm forgetting like stuff. What I want to say. So this kind of making these videos is felt very interesting for me, and I'm having a lot of fun because I'm really relaxed, but I have to concentrate what I'm gonna say next because I'm just forgetting. No problem. So I was using all sorts of different glazes, and obviously, as I told you earlier, I am a rebel, and the teacher told me not to do so. All these basically colors on the red terracotta are high temperature firing glazes. So again, something which you shouldn't do. For a reason they teach me on college, just don't do that. But I'm telling you, I make a lot of examples of red terracotta and different glazes, and went for it, and have some nice things. So anyway, I finished this one, and you can see, and what you can see now, basically I put these lids between the gaps. And if I tell you that I was doing this this vase in 2009, 2008, but my signature is there 2009 because probably later in 2008 I took the studio. This vase was there for quite a while, so you know, early in the 2009 I finally finished it to be glazed, so I put there the signature for 2009. And this piece make me think, because of those shapes and those gaps. And I'm telling you, I wasn't measure them, nothing. I just had tools for cutting clay, and I cut them. I was maybe lucky that I did the side, and so this result of the shininess make me think I would like to do something which calling stained glass. And I was little, or maybe not that little, maybe I was like 10, 12, 13, 14, I don't know. My sister get a picture as a present from one family in my village who was doing this, just pictures from the stained glass. I didn't think about like what for, why for. They just put this sticker on the wall and that's it. I quite like it, but I never had the chance to do anything like that. Basically, when I started to do this college, I took this course of 3-dimensional art, and it was from to do ceramics, to do something with metal, and to do something with glass. I finished the college with object, and the name was the peacock. You could see that on my Facebook. That's probably the only pictures I have on the Facebook. Luckily somebody bought it. Some lady really liked it. I can't believe how I was pleased. How I was pleased there. It really, yeah, I really missed the piece. Well, as I'm saying, what I done 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, I was imagining that I'm gonna do something as a stained glass. Now, last year, I finally started to do a stained glass. This year, finally, I get to the point I start to do finishing of my works, which I started to do a long time ago. As I was telling you about the colors, and I'm telling you, I love to look at my piece for hours and hours. Even I don't have the time, I have to do some different new designs. But there is some sections of them which basically in a normal light you actually have difficulty to see where the clay is finishing, where the red terracotta finishing, and where the glass structure starting. That's why I made these leads to the bottom to make even more complicated of the transmission to the top. And there is so many angles, probably we're not gonna be able to see it. But as I told you, that the side with the flower, it should be the main face. I can't help myself, like for example this side. I love it. I love it, and as long you turning the vase, the sculpture, or how you want to call it, you finding like a new stories, like a new face, that you don't want to look at only one side, and you actually want to circle them around. And to be honest with you, when I was starting to do it, it was just, I don't know. I have a lot of my work is coming straight away from the dream. You have like a vision. You have this brain play, like so clear. You see what you gonna do, how you gonna do it, and then you finding the way of all the excitement of the how you going to go, how you going through the basically the story. It's a story, isn't it? And one day I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember the date, but I put it on a piece of paper. Okay, now sorry about that. And it started, and it was on Thursday. If you can see that, on Thursday 14, the 3rd, 13, 4 a.m. I wake up, and finally I was holding in my mind how I gonna finish the sculpture. I didn't have the names to it, but I knew it. Yeah, the end gonna be like that. And amazingly, it remind me a DNA. I am educated just enough to survive. But now I have the knowledge, and obviously some of my hobbies is like are not to me. I know very deeply. But this end of the sculpture remind me DNA, and that's why I'm calling this sculpture my DNA. If you like it, I'm happy. If you don't like it, find something else what you're gonna like. Thank you very much for watching this video. It's been really a pleasure to talking to you.